Hey everyone, my name is Casey. This time on Patina Pit Stop, we're going to do a little bit of work on my 64 Chevelle station wagon, improving some of the things and a little bit of maintenance. We just completed a drag and drive event, Southeast Street and Yeet, and we want to make the car a little bit better and fix some of the problems that we had on the 400-mile drive, make the car a little bit better for the next time we do a drag and drive event. Let's get going. All right, we got a couple things that we got to do to the wagon after the drag and drive event. First things first, we're going to fix the back window. It rolls up and down. It started raining. We threw everything in the back of the car really quick. We swapped out the tires. We were in a hurry. We started rolling the back window up, and I say we, my dad and I. And when we were rolling the window up, we didn't have the tailgate all the way shut, and so the window didn't go into the track like it was supposed to, and it kicked sideways, and then it messed up the handle, and then the handle eventually quit working completely. It broke it. So I got to fix that. Then we're going to dive into the windshield is leaking water, or somewhere on the cowl area is leaking. When it rained, water was coming in terrible. So we have to get into that. Then we're going to fix it sitting too low. I'm going to put some of those spring things in, which is not great, but we'll do that. Do an oil change. We need to clean up the engine. Just some basic things that we need to do since the drag and drive event. But first things first, let's dive into the back window and see if we can fix that. All right, so here's what's going on with the back window. This guy is broke. Just like that. This guy was off the track, as you can see. So I replaced these bushings, even though that looks bad. It's got grease on it. I made my own. And what had happened is where that gear, you can't really see in there. There's a gear in there. And it's made of like this pot metal stuff. And this is what broke. So this part was part of the handle, and when it broke, then the handle would spin and the gear wouldn't move. So basically I just stuck a self-tapper screw in there, and I don't know how well it's going to hold up, so we're going to stick a piece of plexiglass in here once I get that back on track here and see if we can get it back together. All right, things have not gone well. This is the piece that the back window sits in, and this is where this piece, you can see we got it apart. So that's the crank part. There's the gears you see, and right there, that slides in this channel. And that's what makes, it goes like this. And as you go up and down, back it out a little bit here, that's what makes it slide up and down, as that thing over there does the scissoring action in and out and slides on this. Well, here's the problem I'm having. This piece is broke, so it won't stay, the window's going crooked like that. So this is broke. Well, then upon further inspection, this is what this should look like. A little bit of rust, but the whole thing kind of hangs in there. This side, we're missing half of it. And then this is broke. And there's not a way to fix that. I mean, it's not going to be like, I'm not going to do any rust repair or anything like that. That's pretty much junk. So I decided just putting the plexiglass window in without this doesn't do anything. It's hooked to nothing. just for decoration. I got a little Chevy bow tie that I have attached here. And if I hold that up, you just kind of got to walk it down. Now the problem is this piece of plexiglass I have is too thin. I'm gonna have to buy another piece. That's in the down position. Then you go back to the up position. Go all the way up. And then I have a hole drilled right here. And you can see I cracked it when I did it. But if you look, if I hold that, I stick my Allen wrench in there, that holds the window up. For now, that's gonna work. I got that crack there. I have a tiny crack right there. And I have a crack right here, mainly because this piece of plexiglass is just too darn thin. So I'm gonna redo that later. But for now, I have a back window again. All right, guys, it's about a week later, back out here and working on the wagon again. Back window, I'm not totally happy with it, but that's where it's gonna be for now. I just gotta put the rest of the tailgate back together. I did not video, but I did put spring spacers in the wagon on the front, which I know these things are terrible. They say they don't work. They're not great, but they are better than nothing. I measured the car before and after, and I gained about 1.5 inches of height overall. And that's better than it was. Hopefully it'll keep it from bottoming out. You can see that it was hitting pretty hard. And when you hit a bump and you hear that, it scares you to death. I mean, it is a horrendous sound. So hopefully that'll be a little bit better now that I got it raised up a little bit. It's probably a temporary fix, but temporary for several years is probably what it's gonna be. Now we're gonna move on to the water leak. I'm not really looking forward to this. We're gonna pull the wipers off, pull the cowl off, and we're gonna push this thing outside and stick the hose on it and climb underneath and see if we can figure out where this thing's leaking from. All right, I already pulled the wiper blades off. Basically, on this car, all you do is just pry up on it. There's no clip, there's nothing special about it. You just pry up and it pops off. I did put a pair of gloves right here to kind of protect this beautiful paint. Excuse me. All right, I got the car outside. I got my hose and I'm gonna tape it to the windshield, but I thought, well, I'm gonna look inside. So I pulled the glove box out, which is just 4 screws. Got my towel on the ground, ready to go. I thought I'll look through here, inside the glove box, see what I can see. You see that? There's some rust holes right there. And there's a little factory hole right there. And then what's even worse, look at all the daylight right there. And right there. And that right there, I didn't even see before until I got in here with the camera. So maybe I should seal up all that stuff. I bet there's a little pinhole right there. I bet that's where my water is coming from. The problem is, over on that side of the dash, I really don't want to pull the instrument cluster out to get to all that. but definitely have found some holes. We'll start sealing those up before we put water on this. All right, if you're an OG watcher of Patina Pit Stop, one of my early episodes, I flex sealed the rear differential of a leaky Toyota Tacoma pickup truck. And after I did, I tagged Flex Seal in it, and they sent me a bunch of stuff. I've never used any of it yet, but I got some Flex Shot. So I'm going to try to use this, see if I can seal up the bottom of the windshield of the wagon. So you can see some goop right there. Some goop there. All the way down into the corner. Oh, there's some more right there. Where'd that light come from? I can see better with the camera, actually. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's on the inside. That's on the inside. That's inside the windshield frame. I'll show you where I was touching. I was touching right here. So that's on the inside. That should be okay. Now this stuff says you're supposed to let it dry for 24 hours. So I am not going to do the water test right now. I really wish I could do better on the driver's side. There's just no way to get in there. It's not without pulling the cluster out. The next time I pull it out for some reason, I hope I don't have to anytime soon, but then I'll seal it up better. And in the meantime, if I do drive this thing in the rain on another drag and drive event, I will have more towels with me to soak up water. But I feel like this is going to help a bunch. Most of my leaks came from the passenger side. So I feel like that should really slow things up. So I feel good about that. All right, guys. I have started this car one time in almost 4 months. I have not driven it since the drag and drive event, Street and Yeet. By the time the event was over, I was pretty tired of riding around in this thing. It was it was a lot of driving in the rain in this car, which wasn't fun. So let's go take it for a test drive. Let's see if the back window falls apart when I drive it. See if it cracks anymore. And I'm gonna probably have to change it anyway, but I want to see if it'll last for now. And need to do an oil change, so let's heat this, get the fluids pumping and moving, and it's a nice day, so let's go for a drive. Back window's not happy. Nice to be back in this thing. I'm gonna fix the back window here before it falls completely out. Okay, if I go up to a 1/4 inch thick and I move that bottom hole down a little bit so it stays up higher in the channel. For now, we'll just leave it down. Kind of miss driving this thing. Well, she made it to the parts store. I say that's success. Now it's time to do an oil change on the station wagon. Yeah, come here, Inya. This is Inya. She's a baby girl. That's a good girl. Yeah, you wanna hang out with me? Oh, don't jump, don't jump. Oh gosh. She's very well behaved. To be a good girl, okay? She's a good girl. Yeah. Okay, you gonna help me change the oil? Want to change your oil? Want to change your oil? Yeah? Do you want to? No? Okay. Well, you go lay down. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Creeper. No drips. Oh. Oh. Leaning. Oil's definitely dirty. And I did the Vice Grip garage trick August 5th, 2022. So that's good. I know I drag raced it several times and went on a 400-mile drag and drive. Our flavor of oil is Castrol GTX Classic, high zinc content. I don't know where I heard, someone told me about this, and I got it at Walmart. I don't remember what I paid for it. Ow. Figured I'd try it. I've always been a Castrol fan, so figured I would give it a shot. I think my last oil change, I used the Rotella 1540. But that only comes in a 4-quart style, so then you have to put another, ooh, almost overfilled it. So, figured this time I would do try the new Castrol Classic. Go put this filter on, put the plug back in, and then put some oil in this thing. Oil changes. Really good YouTube content. All right, she's filled up with oil. And if you're wondering why the air cleaner's off, I'll tell you. So I was watching a video on Holley's carburetor adjustment dealio, and they were talking about the accelerator pump. And I had this one, supposed to have 0 lash. So you see how it moves? I did not have that one. That one was way too tight. And this one, for the secondaries, it's supposed to have 0 lash. See? It's got just a tiny bit maybe. But, so I adjusted both of those. That one, the rear was super loose and the front was too tight. So that might help it run a little bit better too. Otherwise, I need to wash this, clean all this up. It's pretty grimy from all the road debris. And I think that's it. That's all that was on my list of things to do. I'm gonna wipe the windows off, clean them all up, wash the engine. But I think that's gonna do it for this episode of Patina Pit Stop. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, maybe make a comment. Doesn't matter what it's about. I get a lot of them that tell me I'm an idiot, so that's fine too. Just whatever you want to talk about. What kind of oil do you use? Did you know that Castrol had a new classic oil? I don't know if you can get it anywhere else. I knew someone said you can get it at Walmart, so that's where I went. But I wanted to get another video out, a little bit of an update. Hopefully my water leak is taken care of. If anything, it's got to be better, less than it was before. So got the spring spacers in the front to get the front end up a little bit. Water leak, oil change, everything else seems like it's pretty good. Drag racing season just started. Actually, today was the first race and then it got canceled. We had some bad storms come through last night and it knocked power out to the drag strip, so they weren't able to race today. And next weekend, the weather doesn't look good. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to go out to the track, and I have a new idea on how to make this thing a little bit more consistent. And I'll share that with you next time on Patina Pit Stop. Thanks for watching, guys.